ये म्यूट करो।
Good morning, Dr. Divya. Good morning, sir.
How are you doing?
I am good, sir. Good.
Shakti Kumar ji, namaskar.
Good morning, sir.
Very good morning, sir.
So we are all set.
Ji, sir.
Okay, started now. You are live now.
संजय सहगल ज्वाइन कर लो। नहीं वो नहीं ज्वाइन किया, विनय सर ज्वाइन कर लिए, दिव्या मैम ज्वाइन कर लिया, शक्ति सर ज्वाइन कर हमारा फर्स्ट स्पीकर है नोट हिम, अभी उसका बिजी है। ऐसे करें। हाँ जी, हाँ तो संजय सहगल का नहीं वो बैकग्राउंड से। Good morning to Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor H.L. Verma, Pro Vice Chancellor Professor Vaishali Sharma, Registrar Mr. Tanmay Patnaik, Deans and HODs of various departments, distinguished guests and resource persons, my fellow colleagues, and all the participants. Technology today has created an impact on every limb of human life, and its effect on the business world are no exception. In the recent years, technology has progressed by leaps and bounds, creating breakthrough innovations and discoveries in diverse fields. In fact, technology has been constantly synonymous with advancement and thus has been making its impact immense, constant, and enduring in the professional sphere. By creating various applications that harness and contribute themselves to the business resources, technology has made the world more inclined towards it. In fact, the role and significance of technology in business management are becoming a growing necessity, and as years go by, the world of business management would make it inseparable. The role of technology in modern age business management has revolutionized business models and concepts, causing increased productivity and tremendous growth. The use of technology has given new and better approach to the conventional business models by replacing them with a more convenient, faster, efficient way of performing business operations and transactions. With this, indeed, the magnitude of the effect of technology in business management economy is quite obvious, with its constant provision of viable solutions for the organizational demands, growth, and sustainability. All in all, contemporary technology, particularly IT, is gaining towards through each and every channel of organizational and managerial operations, without which business management cannot function properly. It is important that management professionals utilize the power of technology to the organizational advantage. But before that, they need to be well versed and well educated in using technology in the management sphere. With the modern advancements, technology has become a crucial factor for business growth. It is important that management sector starts realizing and understanding how the utilization of technology will impact their organizational progress in the global arena. Since technology paves the way for the innovation and innovation breeds business, it is obvious that business require technology to sustain their growth in this fast advancing world. Indeed, most of the business operations and proceedings today involve the use of technology in some way or the other. As a result, technology has become an integral part of managing a business, and this is why every business from small to large has started embracing the era of technology. Particularly, the management professionals need to embrace the change by understanding the significance of utilizing technology to optimize the business operations for improved efficiency and profits. With this objective only, we are organizing this webinar to create an understanding and awareness about the role of technology in managing modern organizations. For this only, first of all, I would like to invite our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor H.L. Verma, to give welcome address to the August gathering.
So thank you, Dr. Shilpi. So first of all, I will take opportunity to welcome our resource persons, Professor Sanjay Sehgal from South Campus, Delhi University, Professor Vinay Nangia, Professor Shakti Singh, and Dr. Divya, who are the resource persons for the today's webinar, which we are going to have on a very important subject, that is role of artificial intelligence, machine learning, data science, and other advanced IT tools for managers in the corporate sector. Now, Jagannath University has been established under Rajasthan State Private Universities Act in the year 2008. And from the very beginning, we have this Department of Management, Faculty of Management Studies here, and we are offering UG and PG programs in management. And continuously, our Faculty of Management is updating curriculum and the other pedagogical processes in order to ensure that we are able to give quality education, relevant education, and we are able to produce job fit professionals in the field of management. Now, friends, I am also a student of management, and we all understand that management education during the current times is passing through a very critical phase. We have many issues with regard to management education, including employability, including quality, and the SOCHM report, which has come only last year, it says that the employability rate among management professionals, management graduates in the country is just 7%. It means what 93% management graduates are produced by various management institutions. They are not employable as per that report. So the situation is serious, and all academic institutions they are facing the issue that how to make this management education relevant, quality oriented, and our graduates, they become fit for employment or for entrepreneurship. That is the real issue in the management education. Now, being a student of management, so we understand the relevance of management in any economy, in any system. And management is relevant at all levels. It is universal, we say. That management is relevant to every individual. It is relevant to organizations. It is relevant to the nations. And if we look at the overall scenario in the world, that those countries in the world are today developed nations, are in the category of developed nations, which are able to manage their affairs properly. For example, if we say that US is a superpower, is a world economy today, it is because of the fact that they are able to manage their affairs credibly. And if India, in spite of the fact that we are rich in terms of natural resources, we have strong human resources in the country, we are in the category of developing nations because we are not able to manage our affairs properly. Similarly, in organizations, this management makes the difference. Those organizations which are able to manage their affairs in a proper way, they are growing, they are excelling, they are succeeding in competition, and the organizations which are not able to manage the affairs. Now, similarly, in case of individuals, I always say that the first lesson of management starts with the self-management. Any individual who is able to manage its affairs properly, so grows, succeeds in life. So that management is such an important discipline that it concerns everyone. It is relevant to all situations. It is relevant to each and everyone, every organization, every nation. Now, management as a discipline, as a student of management, we need to understand that management as a discipline is different from other academic disciplines. Management as a discipline has its own features, has its own nature. Now, the various important characteristics which we generally talk of the management as a discipline, we say that management is dynamic. Dynamic means that it is affected by the environment. If there is a change in the external environment or internal environment factors, so management need to change. The style of management, the strategies in the management. So management is considered as a dynamic discipline. It is situational. Situation means that whenever there is a change in the situation, so management need to change. Among the various theories or approaches or models of management, so situational theory, situational approach is considered the most relevant approach which explains about the nature of management. So management is situational. Management is multidisciplinary. That in management, we draw concepts, we draw principles, we draw theories from various disciplines. It includes economics, it includes psychology, it includes sociology, it includes the mathematics and various other sciences. So it is such a discipline that in which we draw concepts, we draw principles from various disciplines, and then it has its applications in the management. So management is also, it is skill oriented. That in management we talk of various type of managerial skills, conceptual skills, technological skills, or interpersonal skills, or communication skills, decision making skills. There is a long list of skills. It means that in case of management education, so focus need to be on developing those skills. And in the total process, if we sometimes talk of the why the quality is low, so maybe this is one of the important factors, that skill focus is not at the level at which it need to be in case of the management. So management is also known as culture bound. That in ultimate analysis, if we look at the management as a academic discipline, management concerns with people. Ultimately, it is management of people which is relevant. So therefore, we need to understand the culture. We need to understand the people first before applying any type of strategies or principles. So it is a applied field of study. So applied field means that whatever is practiced, that if in practice there are certain changes, so we need to accordingly change in the academic discipline also. Now, because of these distinct features of the management as an academic discipline, we find that management is different, and with the change in situation, with the change in environment, so management need to change. Management principles need to change. Now, it is with this background that we find that in the overall economic or social environment, so number of things, it is a changing economy. It is a fast changing economic scenario now. Now, in that context, we find that during the last 2-3 decades, two very important things happened in the world. One was globalization. That globalization has taken place in the world, integration of the world, open competition. So these type of implications are there of the globalization. So globalization is one. Second was IT revolution that has taken place. Now, because of this internet and because of this, you can say, developments in the field of technology, in the field of information technology, so the overall scenario has changed. This COVID has also affected the whole world. So in view of that, we find that in a fast changing scenario, the situation is changing very fast. And during the recent times, in the IT field, these developments like the artificial intelligence or machine learning or Internet of Things or data science, now these are the new concepts which have come. That basically these all things relate to big data analysis. Now, because of all these developments in the corporate sector, particularly the way managers are managing the things, it is altogether different than what it used to be earlier. So it is with this background that our Faculty of Management of the Jagannath University, Jaipur, has decided to organize this one-day national webinar on a very important subject, which ultimately relates to the management education. That what type of future strategies, what type of future you can say changes are required to be made in the curriculum, in the pedagogical processes, so that our graduates are trained in a way that they are acceptable by the industry. They are fit for the job for which they are intended to be. Now, it is with this background, another development, that why we are organizing this webinar, that our Faculty of Management has decided to launch MBA Technology and Management program from the next academic session. And today's discussions, so that will prepare the ground and will help develop understanding about the various, you can say, aspects on the basis of which we need to develop our curriculum and pedagogy for this new program. That is the real purpose behind organizing this 2 days webinar. Now, this is with this background. So we are organizing this webinar, and on behalf of the university, on my own behalf, so I welcome all the participants, and I'm sure that at the end of the webinar, we all will grow wiser and have better understanding about this changing scenario of the management in practice and management education, what it need to be. So with these words, once again, I welcome all of you, and I thank the Faculty of Management for giving me this opportunity to share my views with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for having this wonderful vision of organizing this webinar and orienting us towards the topic of the webinar. Today we have with us Professor Shakti Singh. Professor Shakti Singh is working as Director, Panipat Institute of Engineering and Technology, Samalkha, Haryana. He has more than 30 years of experience in teaching, research, and administration. He has served as Vice Chancellor, Buddy University of Emerging Sciences and Technology, and also has been a coordinator, Center for Excellence in Reliability Engineering at National Institute of Technology, Kurukshetra, funded by MHRD, and also have been the Director, Computational Intelligence Laboratory at Institute of Science and Technology, Kalwar, Haryana. He has also served as the member of various board of studies of various universities and colleges. He has received many awards and honors. He has received awards as Eminent Engineering Personality, Sir Thomas Ward Memorial Prize, and Rashtriya Nirman Award 2001. Sir, I would like to invite you to address the participants and share your thoughts on the topic with us.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are able to hear you.
Could I share my slides, please?
Yes, sir. You can.
Is a man of core technology. Yes, it will be concept. They are already running the tech programs.
I've gone through the profile of engineers and STM
Professor Shilpi, are my slides visible?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
All right, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Pro-Vice Chancellor, Professor Sanjay Saigal, my co-panelist, Honorable Professor Vinay Nangia, Dr. Divya, HODs, deans, and respected colleagues. It's really an opportunity for me to learn from this interaction somewhat. I'm not a student of management, but I have a fascination for managing the things and learn. On that account, I'm very sure that I have this opportunity to learn something from my learned colleagues. As rightly said by Vice Chancellor Professor Verma, management is dynamic, situational, skill-oriented, culture-bound, and of course, it is applied field meant for the people, for managing the people. But of late, we found that it may not be only people. It is something else which we are gonna manage today. And as far as this discussion of about 20-25 minutes is concerned, I shall be focusing on, before talking on AI, I think because it is the age of cyber physical systems, and cyber physical thing has come out of the Industrial Revolution 4. So we'll talk a little bit on industrial revolutions, and then we'll talk about what this AI is and how this AI is gonna have an impact on managing the corporate sector. So a bit of this. So let me apologize in the beginning itself. I'm not a learned person. I'm here basically as a student and hope to learn a lot from my fellow panelists. As I was saying, that this is the era of cyber physical systems. We call it CPS. CPS is basically amalgamation of physical systems, computing systems, communication systems, information and control systems. And when we talk about CPS, we also talk about internet. Internet has revolutionized the way we interact with each other. If today I'm able to discuss with you online from Panipat to Jaipur, it is basically because of internet. So internet has revolutionized the way we interact with each other. And similarly, the CPS, the cyber physical systems, are going to revolutionize the way we interact with physical world, with physical systems. And when we talk about CPS, we say we are in the age of Industrial Revolution 4. Now, when we talk about Industrial Revolution 4, we need to know what are the industrial revolutions? Why are they so significant that we have to talk about industrial revolutions before we go to the today's topic, that's AI for management in corporate sector. We say an industrial revolution has taken place when the technological innovations revolutionize manufacturing processes. So when the manufacturing processes changed, industrial revolution has taken place. It's not merely the manufacturing processes. When an industrial revolution takes place, we find three more important things come into play. That's our communication network, our energy, and our transportation and the logistic networks. That meant industrial revolution basically impacts our every nook and corner of our lives. May I request the speaker to kindly mute the mic?
45.926. Dr. Malvi.
Right. I was talking about the impacts and the significance of the Industrial Revolution because it affects our technology, economic, social, cultural, and even political life. And that's the reason we need to talk about industrial revolutions. The first of the Industrial Revolution took place way back in the third quarter of the 18th century, when the manual manufacturing in cotton industry and mining industry was mechanized using steam power. So it improved the production to the highest level because the manual labor was basically replaced by the steam engines. And towards the third quarter of 19th century, the second industrial revolution took place. It was not basically because of the change in the technology, but this revolution took place because of the management. It was realized that machines are good enough, they are efficient enough, but the manpower behind the machines was not skilled. And there came the concept of expertise, skilled persons, and we came up with the concept of mass production, assembly line, and the second industrial revolution was powered by electrical energy rather than the steam energy. So we find with the advent of Industrial Revolution 2, the production went to such a level that Ford was able to produce a car in every 32 seconds. So this production made the goods much cheaper for the consumer, and the mass production became the reality. And towards the middle of the 20th century, towards about 1960s, the third industrial revolution took place when the robots and the digital systems automated our manufacturing processes. So it was digital systems powered by the electronics and the automation of the manufacturing processes that caused the Industrial Revolution 3. And today we are in the age of Industrial Revolution 4, and we say we are in the era of cyber physical systems. And when we talk about the Industrial Revolution 4, we need to talk about the emerging technologies which are powering the Industry 4.0. And we find the top of the agenda is artificial intelligence, that's a machine learning, deep learning, natural language processing, computer vision, Internet of Things, robotics and automation, big data, data analytics, blockchains, augmented reality, virtual reality, and the nanotechnology. Apart from that, we find the fast communication technologies are very much essential to go ahead with the Industrial Revolution 4.0. So if the AI has to work, it needs fast communication technologies. And I think we shall be needing to move further from 5G to 7G, and 7G may not be adequate in the coming years. Maybe we need to venture into the quantum communication, which basically says any information anywhere instantaneously, irrespective you're on Earth or you are millions, billions of miles away in the space. So quantum communication is going to have a much more impact than 4G, 5G, 7G, along with the artificial intelligence. So we find it is all the ways AI. And because we are talking about cyber physical systems, the systems, which is an amalgamation of physical systems and the cyber systems. So in the future, not in the future, rather today, we need to manage not the human beings, but we need to manage cyber physical systems. And that's the reason that when we talk about the management is a dynamic, it is situational, skill-oriented, culture-bound, and applied field, we need to talk about cyber physical systems and the management of artificial intelligence-based cyber physical systems. So we find today there is a dynamic change, there is a shift in business. And now it's a technology-driven industry, or we would say more or less, it is AI-driven industry. Today, we have the driverless transportation sector coming up. Another very important factor where probably the management need to put efforts is the service sector, and the visual which is on your screen. This kind of situation is required to be transformed totally. That meant AI and the healthcare needs much more better strategies and planning for it to contribute to the national growth. And of course, the managing of the remote surgeries, totally machine-based. Banks are on the run now. We need to march toward that. So when we talk about the Industrial Revolution 4, basically we need to talk about emerging technologies and management of cyber physical systems, which are backed by these emerging technologies, where artificial intelligence take the leading role. Whether we believe it or we don't, whether we are ready for it or we are not, we find AI is everywhere. Whether we are talking about the personal front, whether we are talking about kitchen, whether we are talking about our home, we are talking about our office, we are talking about the industry and the manufacturing, we are talking about the agriculture sector, service sectors, smart cities, healthcare, hotels, or we are talking about the intelligent transportation. You find anything and everything is backed up by artificial intelligence. It has become so important today that we just cannot imagine our life or management without AI. And this is where I must congratulate the Department of the Faculty of Management Sciences, that rightly you have taken this right step to initiate this webinar. And this webinar is gonna be, in my opinion, gonna be very, very useful for the coming days. It will have a lot of impact. And if you talk about the rise of AI market from 2016, where it was only $4 billion, has gone to more or less, it will go to rather in 2025 to about $170 billion market. And since the onset of Industrial Revolution 4 in about 2000, there has been 1400% increase in the number of AI startups. Investment in AI related startups has increased to about 6 times since the start of millennium. And in the past 5 years alone, the percentage of job requiring AI skills have increased by almost 450%. So this is where you find the AI gains a lot of attention. And when we talk about the AI, it basically consists of 2 words, artificial and intelligence. And we say artificial is anything that is not naturally originating, but is produced by human art or effort. And when we talk about intelligence, there are hundreds of definitions, but the definition which is more suitable of applied engineering and management is the ability to learn, generalize, and adapt. Anything, whether it's a biological system, it's a machine, or any system, if it has got the ability to learn and generalize the learning concepts for the applications, and if it could adapt to the environment, that meant if it's a dynamic, that meant it will be able to respond to the situations adequately, and we call that as intelligence. So we are going to talk about learning, generalizing of the concepts, and being dynamic, but all these capabilities, all these attributes are gonna be given by the human and the human art or human effort. There are many definitions of artificial intelligence, but I would simply say making computers to do what humans can do is nothing but artificial intelligence. So somehow what we do, what humans do, humans learn, humans have the ability to generalize the learned concepts, and we are very dynamic. We are able to adapt to any situations quickly. So, and this is what we would like to give to the machines. There are many fields. We have in the artificial intelligence, we have a subfield called expert systems. We have machine learning. We have the robotics. We have the natural language processing. We have the machine vision. We have the logic. We have the speech recognition. There are host number of subfields of artificial intelligence. Basically, artificial intelligence is an umbrella term today. So when we talk about AI, we basically talk about knowledge-based systems. And when we talk about the knowledge-based systems, and when we talk about the systems which can learn, generalize, and adapt, we come up with another term, the machine learning, which also becomes the subfield of AI. And there's another field which is impacting the technology today is artificial neural networks and the fuzzy logic based systems. So we find whether we're talking about artificial neural networks or we are talking about the fuzzy logic based systems, all these are part of the artificial intelligence. And another field which is very strongly coming up is the deep learning. Deep learning is nothing but it's a part of artificial neural networks. We say the deep artificial neural networks, which have the hundreds of layers, are nothing but the deep learning machines. And deep learning machines we basically use for pattern recognition, face recognitions, etc. And they are very, very helpful in management as well. So taking up the first field, that's machine learning, Arthur Schemler in 1959 said, machine learning is the field of study that gives computers the ability to learn without being explicitly programmed. So we are now talking about the machines where we need not to program them explicitly. The data should be able to generate the model, and the data should be able to write the code. That means anything and everything has to be managed from the data. The Arthur Schemler, he gave this particular definition way back in 1959. The Tom Mitchell gave another very important definition. He said, as far as the machine learning is concerned, it's a computer program, and this computer program is set to learn from experience E. Experience E is nothing but when you give the data to the machine and machine learns from this, we say that this is experience. So if the machine is able to learn from the experience E with respect to some class of task T and performance measure P, if its performance at task T as measured by performance measure P improves with experience E, then it's machine learning. Simply stated, when we present the data to the machine, if the performance of the machine in a set task improves, we say we are in the machine learning field. So basically, we need to make machines learn from the data. How the machine learning is different from traditional programming. In the case of traditional programming, we based upon the problem, we have an algorithm, we have the sequence of steps, and we write a code for this sequence of steps that solves our problem. So we have a program in the traditional programming based upon some algorithm, and to this particular program, we give the input data, and with the input data, we are able to make predictions. And this is what is conventional programming. But since machine learning is also a program, but this program learns from the input data, it learns from the input data, adapts to the input data, evolves the model that will solve the problem which is based on the input data, and then automatically writes the code also for the evolved model. That meant from the data, we need to evolve a model. We need to optimize a model from the data itself, and using data itself, we should be able to optimize the model and write the code for model. Once the code for the model is written, we should be able to give unknown data to carry out our predictions. That's a basic difference, that in machine learning, it is all the ways data that creates an algorithm, that creates a model, that implements a model, that writes a code, and then that code is able to make predictions. So basically, when we talk about the machine learning, we say machine learning is the subfield of artificial intelligence, where we are talking about the algorithms which learn from the data. For example, if I just demonstrate a bit, you find it will be much easier for us to comprehend what do we mean by the machine learning. I think I will not have much of the time, but I'll try to give a demonstration. So what I'm trying to say is machine learning. The machine learning, we have some kind of data. Let's not worry about what data this is. This data, in fact, is a data meant for the electric vehicles. The electric vehicles are coming. We would like that the charging for the electric vehicle should be as fast as possible. Today, it takes about 4 to 8 hours to charge the batteries of a car, which runs for about 300 to 400 kilometers. That meant every about 4 to 5 hours of drive, you need to wait for 4 to 6 hours. Now, the intentions are that not 4 to 6 hours, you have a break after 4 to 5 hours of drive, have a cup of tea, and while you finish your cup of tea, the car batteries should be charged so that you're able to drive for another 4 to 5 hours after a break of about half an hour. So this data is all about that. And we have a learning software which we created in our machine learning group laboratory to this particular learning systems, which is a program. So this program takes the data in, evolves a model. You can evolve a fuzzy logic based model, or we can evolve an artificial neural network based model. And once the model is evolved for the system as is shown, this control system, now from the data itself, the learning software will extract the knowledge. Now, if you have a look at the first rule, it says if temperature is low and temperature gradient is low, then charging current should be ultra fast. And the last rule says if temperature of the battery is high and the temperature gradient is high, then charging should be as small as possible. So this is an intelligent charger which will charge the vehicle battery with the shortest possible time without adversely affecting the life of the battery. That meant it will not allow the battery to be destroyed. Also, it will allow the battery to be very intelligently charged in the shortest possible time. So what it will do is, it will evolve the model, it will extract the knowledge from the data, and it will use this knowledge to charge the car batteries intelligently. Let me give you a demonstration. We have developed a toolbox for this particular problem. Professor Shilpi, is my screen visible?
Screen is visible.
All right, thank you. This is a machine learning model. Basically, it says load the data. I've already loaded the data, this battery charging data. And after the battery charging data is loaded, I need to select the software, the program, which kind of program. It's an intelligent program. So which program I would like to use? I have a host of choices available. So user can have a algorithm selected, and I would say generate model. From the data that I have shown you, it will generate, it will extract the knowledge, and also it will generate the model. The model is going to be displayed. Don't worry about if you don't get the nitty-gritties of this system, but the concept is take the data, and I said generate the model. It will generate the model now. It takes little time. I have not given it much time to take the data and optimize it. Now see, it has come up with how the error is decreased. That meant when your training starts, when you start giving data, on the data, when we make it to learn, there's an error. And when we continue to give data, and with every iteration, the learning error continues to decrease, and then it stabilizes after about 100 generations. So after the optimization, you find the knowledge has been extracted, the program has been implemented, and now I would like to predict that if the temperature is 0 degree, of the battery temperature is 0 degree, and the temperature is not rising sharply, rather it's not rising at all, how much charging current should be given? Now, when I say predict, it says 4 ampere of current should be given. And now if the temperature, when you charge, temperature will go up, let's say temperature goes to something like 41 degree, and the temperature is also rising, let's say with this particular gradient. Now if I say how much charging current is there, it says now charging current is need to be decreased to 2 ampere. And now if I say that charging, the battery temperature has gone to 45, and where it is going to destroy now, how much charging current should be given? It says now charging current should be 0.1 ampere. That means as the temperature and the temperature gradient, as the environment is changing, dynamically it adjusts. It is situational, it adjusts, it has got the skill, and of course it tells us how the battery charging should be impacted. And you see, when I was generating this particular model, automatically, if you are able to see my screen, it has written the code also for the evolved model automatically. That meant from the data, it evolved the model, it extracted the knowledge out of the data, and then it has written the code also for my system, which I wanted to design. So what I was trying to highlight, that the machine learning is nothing more than making a system to learn from the data, adapting to the data, modifying the system itself. The system itself modifies as per the data, and then it writes a program also for the data. So it's a basically program that learns, adapts, modifies, and then predicts the outputs as desired. So in the simple words, machine learning is making machines to learn from data, getting computers to program themselves, and basically meant for automating the automation. Also writes the software, which is a bigger bottleneck today, and lets the data to work to do anything and everything for itself. So it's basically data, and we know data is money, data is power. Anything and everything, maybe Google, maybe Microsoft, maybe WhatsApp, maybe ABCD, everyone is running behind the data. And some nation that has got the access to data is the most powerful nation on earth. And you need to plan and manage this data in the today's management systems. So when we talk about the machine learning, basically, host of applications, manufacturing, social networks, image processing, in the maintenance, in the biology, in the finance, in the mathematics, in the sports, in the entertainment, in the robotics, and any area you talk about, any area you need to manage is under the purview of machine learning. Many applications, depending upon where you want to work, machine learning is there for you to help you for better and efficient management. After all, why this webinar? Why are we attaching so much importance to artificial intelligence? If you have a look at the service sector, if you have a look at the GDP, Indian GDP, the service sector contributes about 54%, manufacturing about 30%, agriculture sector about 16%. And if the economy is required to be improved, let me assure you that if well managed, AI is gonna have a significant contribution in the Indian economy. We were talking about the data science, data management, and because data is power, another field which is coming up very strongly is data science. Basically, the data science refers to the processes of organizing and understanding big data or large amounts of data with a view to drawing out practical insights to make appropriate, correct, beneficial management decisions. As a subject, data science integrates an array of disciplines, and these disciplines, if you have a look, for being a good data scientist or data engineer or a manager, you need to have the skills of your domain. If you are in the business, then if you have the good business skills, you have a good communication skills, you have good hold on the statistics, and you have somewhat of programming skills, you turn out to be the good, perfect data scientist. And if you lack, if you have only business, then probably one is good as a salesperson. If one has got good programming skills and domain knowledge, probably we stay either as an IT guy or as data scientist, as Drew Conway said, or if we have the good communication skills, but no business domain knowledge, good statistics and programming knowledge, we could be a good consultant only. So what I wish is a manager should be somewhere here. He should be a perfect data scientist to make very, very appropriate planning and decisions to ensure that the resources are optimally utilized, costs are cut, and the business efficiency and profitability is grown to the optimal level. Almost every industry today is using data science. You just cannot ignore data science. So data science is basically meant for management. And if you talk about the managing deliverables, whether you're talking about the predictions, classifications, pattern detections from the data, or anomaly detection such as fraud detection, recognition, actionable insights, or talking about the decision making, demographic based segmentation for marketing, or you're talking about optimizing the risk, rather minimizing the loss due to the risk management, or you're talking about the forecasts about the sales and revenues, we have no option but to bank on data science. And data science is, of course, one of the powerful handle that you are going to have. So far we have been talking a lot about AI. Let's have a look at the power of AI. Even the best of athletes will not be able to do what AI can make machines to do. I would like to show you another video. I'm not sure whether you are able to see, because after all, internet is a problem even today. And since being very near to Delhi, we have a different kinds of problem coming today. Another example where a robo is playing a match with the badminton match, sorry, the table tennis match with a world champion. Even the best of the strategists, best of the player, best of the sports person can have issues when AI is at work. Dr. Shilpi, are my videos a bit of visible to you? Could anyone respond?
Yes, sir. Yes, we could see your videos.
Thank you, because if there's a problem, then I would stop that. Another thing you would like to remember is the power of AI, that the Deep Blue versus Garry Kasparov match way back in 1996, where in the first set in 1996, the Kasparov was able to defeat to the Deep Blue, but just after about a year, Deep Blue, that's AI, hit back, and Garry Kasparov was defeated. Look at the power. And many of you must have seen this video, how the AI can help off-burden managers to do the mundane tasks and allow them to work on more profitable, more valuable tasks. I'm quoting Sundar Pichai. Let's have a look.
Sir, this video is not audible. You can just see the picture, but it's not audible.
Is this video going on smoothly?
Sir, the video is visible, but it is not audible actually.
It's not audible. Okay, give me a second.
Sir, when you are sharing video, just click on a share computer sound also. It is a small checkbox.
Yeah, yes, of course.
The progress with the assistant.
Yes, sir.
As I said earlier,
Is it audible now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
the progress with the assistant. As I said earlier, our vision for our assistant is to help you get things done. It turns out a big part of getting things done is making a phone call. You may want to get an oil change schedule, maybe call a plumber in the middle of the week, or even schedule a haircut appointment. You know, we are working hard to help users through those moments. We want to connect users to businesses in a good way. Businesses actually rely a lot on this, but even in the US, 60% of small businesses don't have an online booking system set up. We think AI can help with this problem. So let's go back to this example. Let's say you want to ask Google to make you a haircut appointment on Tuesday between 10 and noon. What happens is the Google Assistant makes the call seamlessly in the background for you. So what you're going to hear is the Google Assistant actually calling a real salon to schedule the appointment for you. Let's listen.
Hi, I'm calling to book a women's haircut for a client. I'm looking for something on May 3rd. Sure, give me 1 second. Sure, what time are you looking for around? At 12 p.m. We do not have a 12 p.m. available. The closest we have to that is a 1:15. Do you have anything between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m.? Depending on what service she would like. What service is she looking for? Just a woman's haircut for now. Okay, we have at 10 o'clock. 10 a.m. is fine. Okay, what's her first name? The first name is Lisa. Okay, perfect. So I will see Lisa at 10 o'clock on May 3rd. Okay, great. Thanks. Great. Have a great day. Bye.
all you just heard. The amazing thing is the assistant can actually understand the nuances of conversation. We've been working on this technology for many years.
This is how the AI will assist managers that they are offloaded from the routine tasks and they could work for more valuable jobs. Another video that shows the power of AI. These machines are going to be emotionless, untiring, unbiased, and they will be focused on the target. So we were talking about that AI is everywhere, and because we need to manage cyber physical systems, the new kind of studies is required to be embedded into management curriculum. And because we're talking about manufacturing, corporate sector, let's have a look. Now the corporate sector looks like what? So it's not only the machines. We need to change the way we interact with the physical systems also. I think I'll quickly take 2 minutes more and finish up. Let's have the new kind of business.
4 years ago, we started to wonder, what would shopping look like if you could walk into a store, grab what you want, and just go? What if we could weave the most advanced machine learning, computer vision, and AI into the very fabric of a store, so you never have to wait in line? No lines, no checkouts, no registers. Welcome to Amazon Go. Use the Amazon Go app to enter. Then put away your phone and start shopping. It's really that simple. Take whatever you like. Anything you pick up is automatically added to your virtual cart. If you change your mind about that cupcake, just put it back. Our technology will update your virtual cart automatically. So, how does it work? We used computer vision, deep learning algorithms, and sensor fusion, much like you'd find in self-driving cars. We call it Just Walk Out technology. Once you've got everything you want, you can just go. When you leave, our Just Walk Out technology adds up your virtual cart and charges your Amazon account. Your receipt is sent straight to the app, and you can keep going. Amazon Go. No lines, no checkout. No, seriously.
That's it. You find with this kind of technologies coming up, there is different kind of tasks that has been cut out for the new generation managers. And it's gonna be, whether you're talking about industry, you're going to talk about manpower, along with manpower, you need to talk about machines, physical systems, and you find different kind of scenarios is emerging where management personnel have got a different type of tasks to be performed. Does it matter? Verma sir, I'll take only a minute now.
Yes, sir. Hello.
75%. Sir, last minute.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes. Thank you.
As far as AI is concerned, 75% of chief executive officers, chief finance officers, chief technology officers believe that they run out of the risk if they don't align with the AI. They will be out of the business totally. 84% of the C-suite executives believe they must leverage AI to achieve their growth objectives. And when we talk about the AI, whether AI matters or not, you find AI is not just about efficiency and streamlining laborious tasks, because it allows you to learn from the data in real time. It allows you the speedy analysis of new information. Hence, it helps your business to adapt quickly to the emerging situations and allows you to manage your business well with good profitability. There are a host of advantages I'll skip. I'll only say that AI will transform good managers as you are to the great managers, because it will help enable to take data-driven management. It allows setting up of better objectives and key results, just getting better results. It will help in picking up administrative slack. It can facilitate efficient team management. And thereby, let me conclude that for the bubbling economy, the managers have got a significant role to play in the emerging scenario. We need to be very, very dynamic to tackle the new emerging situation with the emerging technologies, which is the cyber physical systems. We need to adapt and strategize ourselves for the new world consisting of cyber physical things and powered by the artificial intelligence. And this is all because of the Industrial Revolution 4, and because Industrial Revolution needs you to step in, synchronize with it, you need to have the AI skill set. So with that, my congratulations to Vice Chancellor Dr. Verma sir, to the head of department and the organizing team for having taken lead to organize this webinar on such an important topic. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Back to you, Dr. Shilpi.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful insights and making us understand the nitty-gritty of artificial intelligence, machine learning, and data science. And understanding the application of it in each and every field through your wonderful videos. The videos are awesome. We really enjoyed the videos, and we actually learn and we actually see the power of artificial intelligence and how is the artificial intelligence, machine learning, and data science is going to change our the working way of working and way of seeing the things. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Now we have with us Professor Sanjay Sehgal. Professor Sanjay Sehgal is Head of Department of Finance and Business Economics and Dean Faculty of Applied Social Science and Humanities, University of Delhi. He is PhD from Delhi School of Economics and has done his doctorate from Department of Finance, London School of Economics, United Kingdom. He has a teaching experience of about 32 years in the field of investment management, financial derivatives, corporate finance, and financial econometrics. Has taught courses in finance at London School of Economics and other various universities, and delivered academic and research seminars in many international universities. Professor Sehgal has written 2 books, completed 14 major research projects sponsored by government as well as private agencies. He has published around 154 research papers in international and national referee journals. He has been a member, Investor Protection and Education Fund, Securities and Exchange Board of India, and also has been a member working group on aviation leasing and finance, Ministry of Civil Aviation, Government of India. Professor Sehgal is a member of Accreditation Committee for NAC, UGC, and NBA AICT. He is also in charge of international partnerships at the department and has developed strong collaborations with leading universities in USA, UK, Europe, and Australia. He has been conferred with Commonwealth Fellowships Award in 2001, Indo-French Social Sciences Award in 2007, and SRCC Illustrious Alumni Award in 2008. Sir, we welcome you to this webinar and waiting for you to share your experiences here and guide us that how these emerging technologies are changing the field of management. Sir, kindly unmute yourself. Ashish, if you could help.
I'm requesting you to unmute.
Okay. Sir, kindly unmute
Yeah.
yourself. Okay.
Can
sir.
you hear me now?
Yes, now you are audible.
Yeah, okay. So good afternoon, Professor Verma, Dr. Shilpi, and your other colleagues over there. And thank you for such a nice introduction about me. And let's come straight to the topic. I was listening to some of your speakers who have given a wonderful background about the role of technology, artificial intelligence, data sciences in present day management. I would keep my whole discussion very pointed towards not only we already believe what the role technology is going to play in future management, but I want to pinpoint very clearly what is the line of division between artificial intelligence and intelligence actually. And the second part is what curriculums we need to adapt. Like you are trying to build up a new program which is called Technology and Management. So what insights we need that such programs must have as a product differentiator to your existing programs. See, what is happening is, if you look at how the American, and I'm not saying because we are in awe of America, but they have been good in higher education, at least in management education. How their higher education in management has evolved. I think the first wave of management education was in terms of giving strong functional knowledge. You could be an expert in finance or marketing or operations or human resources and so on. So, and this was the focus areas of the great schools on the East Coast. Finance being the crux, the hub was New York actually. Later on, the realization was that obviously pure functional knowledge standalone there's a limit to harnessing efficiency through pure functional knowledge. You need technology and you need innovations. So the great idea was that these schools need to set up, not only create the next level employees for employment generation, but also need to set up young startup entrepreneurs for incubation. So the focus shifted on the West Coast because of the Silicon Valley. And the idea was schools like Stanford and in other schools in California and all, they started taking lead on the technology side. So it's technology, innovation, analytics. Finally, we talked about that you can't have the two in isolation. So you could have good managers or you could have good technologists. End of the day, we are looking for an interface between technology and management. And the idea is not why this interface is required. It's required not only to make the existing processes more efficient, but it is also required for what is called disruption in terms of new product and idea generations. So the basic idea was that you are creating a large international enterprise whose DNA has to be a marriage between technology and management in order not only to achieve efficiency in the existing processes, but also create what is called the next generation products and services through innovation. And that is where the two East and West Coast ideologies started combining in the middle, somewhere in Kellogg's. And the idea was product management. Now, product management is an idea that where, say, either as a existing manager, say I have a knowledge of finance or marketing or human resources, okay, and I need to interface with my counterparts on the technology and data side. Now the technology guys or the data scientists can only help me in solving my problems, provided I identify the problems. And the problems are of two kinds. As I mentioned earlier, you are looking for achieving higher operating efficiency, which has a direct bearing on your P&L, which is profit and loss accounts, or you're looking for an innovation to keep yourself ahead in competition. Both ways, either through ideation or through a deep analysis of the existing processes and their inherent inefficiencies. It is only the functional heads who can understand what's going wrong. So if I'm a finance head and I'm looking at, say, my processes in banking, I would know step by step, where am I failing in terms of achieving operating efficiency, or why is it that my competitors are becoming stronger because they have digitized some of the processes which I haven't. So basically the problems have to be identified by the line heads or by the functional heads. Also, I may be part of the ideation team where I'm working on new ideas. So even if I identify new ideas, what I call as innovation challenges, or I identify limitations to my achieving efficiency in my existing processes, which I call as operating challenges, these challenges need to be communicated to the other side, which is the techies and to the data scientists. For the technologists to see if can technology intervention help in improving the operating processes, as well as in giving a better shape to my ideation. To data scientists, because I may need huge data, because the data is coming very quickly now through in an unstructured mode through social sector analytics. So it's not only the assimilation and organization of this data, but also an analytics part of it so that it's conveyed back to me for taking decisions. So when this whole process is happening, I am somebody who understands the business, and the data scientists and technology understand what their understanding is in terms of a machine language, what we are talking so much about machine learning. And the two languages are different. How, as a business manager, I convey in my language to somebody who understands the machine language. And that is one of the most critical parts of what we call as business communications, because we used to teach traditionally a business communication paper as a paper in which we are telling how should I speak to my businesses, my suppliers, my customers. I think the most difficult part is how to speak within your own system to your data scientists and to your techie guys, means how to translate your business communication into machine learning and back. That is going to be the communication of tomorrow, actually. Because unless I'm able to explain my problems or my innovation challenges, who is going to code it? Because they don't understand fully what exactly is in my mind, actually. This great bridge is called product management. Somebody has to sit down. So do I need to be, which means now immediately as a student, I'm very afraid with all that is happening. Because traditionally I was taught that I'm a commerce or economics student. So I keep away from technology. The idea is there would be people in the company who will take care of this. Or there were technology and data scientists who said they're very good at quantitatives and technology side. And so they did not understand finance. What you tell me, I'll code it. So there was a great divide. And what we are talking now about is duality in skills. So when I'm talking about duality in skills, what am I expected to do? See, typically what was happening in the US when the big four, KPMGs and these people, they started the first innovations on the accounting side, because accounting is only a information system. So automatically it was very easy to automate your accounting processes to begin with. So it's only an information system. Decision-making is financial analysis. So it was a lower end skill. So the critical idea was that what you do is, in terms of this whole automation of your accounting systems, accounting processes, you do that. So the idea was, do I hire chartered accountants now? Because when most of the things are automated. So the critical idea was hire BTechs and say BTech guys whom we can give a crash course in accounting. And this is exactly what KPMGs and the big four started doing in the US. And that is why accounting as a discipline and as a separate department started fading out actually in US. You should see a lot of US schools have either the accounting departments have melted away, or they have been merged with other departments, including say finance or analytics, because per se it's an information system. And the idea was I can get good data scientists or good technology guys who could be brushed up in a small course. So I need not go and tie up with the school as KPMG or PwC anymore, that you do a program and I'll hire from you, because I'll set up my own in-house program of basic accounting. And same is the process which is now happening on the other side. We are looking for managers who should also know a little bit about technology and coding. So by little bit means at least you should have an understanding of technology and how it can help you in solving. And also the basic idea about coding, you don't rely on your data scientist unless it is complex coding. So the whole combination is started now, and that's why you're envisaging this program called Technology and Management. Now, the moment you're doing this, am I supposed to be only a science student to do this? I think we're mistaken. We could be coming from different disciplines. End of the day, we need to know professionally management. So it's not that the management will fade away. The managerial skills will still be intact. The only thing is that I need to complement it with technology and data analytics so that I have a greater power in decision making. And in this process, what happens is, when we're talking about combining the two, I think the biggest mistake we would make, I'm not saying that you are going to do it, is that we teach pure courses of, say, business technologies, pure courses of data analytics, and then go back traditionally and teach marketing, finance, and all this. It makes no sense. Logically, when you give these introductory programs, like programs in new technologies, it could be blockchain, it could be wearable technologies, it could be robotics, and so big data. You could have AI, ML, basic advanced programs. So once you're giving these competencies, end of the day, your majors in finance, marketing, and even human resources and operations need to look different from what you have been teaching earlier. Because now you have to look at the basic idea that when you use these technology platforms or use these analytics-based skills, how would be your decision-making in finance? So you would see certain changes which are happening in the last 5 years in top schools. So they teach basic AI, ML, they teach basic analytics, and then in their specializations, they have digital finance. They have digital marketing. They would have digitization of your human resources, because the basic idea is, somebody approached me recently for helping in programming. They basically wanted to do was, it was an HR consulting company. And it says that, say somebody comes to me with the biodata and says, sir, please look for a new company at a better salary. Then it's important for me first to SWOT your skills. Are you at the right salary?
मेरा भी वही है. दीदी अगर यहाँ पे रहेगी तो उसके साथ हम रहेंगे जयपुर में, नहीं तो मैं भी.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
वो
Sir, please continue.
Sir, you are muted, please. You have to unmute yourself, sir.
ये म्यूट हुआ है सर।
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Actually, I will change the device, but I need only 5 more minutes. The basic idea that I'm giving you is that we need to introduce your specialization courses in finance, HR, and all those places, which should contain the how your digital elements and technology analytics can aid you in better decision making in finance, HR, and marketing, rather than teaching these two skills in isolation. So I would look for something like a digital finance course, a digital marketing course, the role of IT in HR, or basically analytics in HR. So these are the important areas to look at. And end of the day, when we talk about AI ML, please be clear that AI ML is a great tool, but as long as AI is subservient to intelligence. I think throughout the whole struggle in the universe from Big Bang, when we believe that theory of Big Bang, if we believe it, to the journey now, which is 13.8 billion years ago, is we wonder how it's not difficult to create life. I'm being very frank, means creating a bacteria or viruses, because the ingredients of life are very common in universe. You should go and read the whole chemistry. The difficult part is the last mile, which is intelligent life. And we have been lucky to be here. And the basic idea of intelligence is that I'm really questioning all this, that where have I come from? Means I'm questioning the basic essence of universe. So I do not understand. We talk so much about AI ML, that AI ML is going to be a replacement of intelligence anytime, because AI cannot create the whole idea of the theory of relativity. It was created by somebody like an Einstein, who believed that actually gravity makes the universe or the space bend actually, or a quantum mechanics where we are saying that everything doesn't come out of nothing. So there is the Planck space to which the universe finally collapses and then gets reborn. That AI cannot do. So what's going to happen is there has to be a very clear distinction between what we teach as AI and what we teach as I. See, a lot of the functions or operations will be substituted by AI, but AI cannot do negotiations. End of the day, on the table, AI can be an aid in terms of, say, suppose I'm valuing a company. So AI can give me data, analyze data faster for me and tell me, sir, this could be a right valuation. It could give me a range of valuation. End of the day, on the table, when you sit on the table, somebody has to convince the other side that this is the right valuation. So the negotiations come. It will take a very long time for what do you call the machines to actually learn strong negotiations or learn what is called your strategy design. So those are the skills which will not go. And that's why when we talk about technology and management, let us teach the whole course in a way where technology could be an aid to management, what we call basically the digital transformation of your business processes, but at the same time, not ignore the basic essence of high order skills, which is the intelligent skills like negotiations, like strategy design, and so on, which are basically the human side or the social side of it, or social responsibility, CSRs, because that will not be created by any technology. So I think I've given a very clear perspective of mine. The programs like technology and management are going to be the programs of tomorrow. And if you are designing one such program, I'm very happy to congratulate you on this. But these programs must contain some basic elements, which I want to put up again: introductions to technology and analytics, introduction to the basic business functions, And then the interface. And the interface has to come in the form of product management, in the form of your entrepreneurship and innovation areas, in the form of digitizing your basic activities like finance and marketing, and finally preserving the high order skills like strategy, like negotiations, like public responsibility. That combination will be a great program actually. And I think this should be kept in mind by Dr. Shilpi and her team when you're designing this whole system. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. So for such a insight on the topic, we really learned from your experience and your valuable suggestions. As you have rightly pointed out, that we need to have an interface between technology and management. And you also make us understand that how vital it is now to understand the importance of the communication, not only with all the stakeholders, but also with the persons who are involved in technical team and your data scientist, and make them understand what actually you require from them. And one more thing, you make us understand that technology in totality will improve our decision making power. So sir, we are really your suggestions and your valuable contribution to this webinar is really making us understand the actual theme behind, or the actual what we can say is what we actually should do while designing any kind of course curriculum, especially for the managers and the management people. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Now we have with us Dr. Divya, and Dr. Divya is working as Assistant Professor, University School of Management Studies, Guru Gobind Singh Indraprasth University, Delhi. Prior to joining this institution, she has served as lecturer in the Department of Management, Kurukshetra University, Kurukshetra. She has also completed her doctoral research project on the subject Web-Based Corporate Reporting Practices in India from Guru Jambeshwar University of Science and Technology, Hisar. She has a bright academic record and have won university scholarships during her graduation and post-graduation studies. Her areas of academic interest include accounting, finance, behavioral finance, financial derivatives, economics, and governance. She has authored and edited 6 books, and the latest one is on behavioral finance. She has completed UGC major research project and one ICSSR funded project, and published many articles in international and national research journals. I welcome you, Dr. Divya, and would really love to hear from you on this topic. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor H.L. Verma, eminent management gurus, Professor Sanjay Sehgal, Professor Vinay Nangia, Professor Shakti Singh, Dr. Shilpi. I'm thankful to the organizers to give me this opportunity to share my thoughts with on such a relevant topic, with such eminent speakers available here today. Thank you so much for inviting. I would like to share my screen, and I think my PPT is visible now.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Yes, yes. So as a student of management, what I understand when we are talking about, we are living in a generation of artificial intelligence, machine learning, and internet, surrounding us in every aspect of life. So I would present my views on data science and artificial intelligence. The biggest discovery of this century was internet. In 1995, when internet came to India, no one imagined that it will bring the world to this level. 25 years ago, we had a world where there was dial-up lines, big machines, and steep tariffs which were there. But now today we see that more than 4.6 billion people use internet, billions of gigabytes are transferred on World Wide Web. There is borderless, globalized world. In the real sense, we have been able to implement that because of internet. With the emergence of social media networks like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the world has further changed. The social norms of the society are being reshaped. And during COVID-19 lockdown, we all realized the real benefit of internet and social media. We remained isolated, but we were still globally connected. It's all about data today. Everywhere we see that data is being generated. There are a few platforms which have captured the whole of the internet traffic, including Google, Amazon, Facebook, Twitter. Facebook to Twitter journey, today it is taken as virtual public squares, which have given voices to many people. Amazon, Flipkart, they have reinvented the retail industry. Tinder and other such apps have changed the dating world. Uber, Ola have redefined transportation in the world. Netflix, ordering food from Zomato and Swiggy, they have changed the definition of entertainment. Paytm, e-wallets, they have replaced the way we spend. Talking from the US elections, Bihar elections, we can see a lot of campaigns to fake news, ad campaigns being evaluated, stealing identities, stalking innocents, trolling, fan following. World Wide Web is everywhere. It is affecting each one of us every day in many ways. And the public hygiene on this World Wide Web is deteriorating today. That is also a reality. We today talk about the data is the new oil. We have big corporate giants who are now the technology firms who have taken up the major market share throughout the world. The rapid growth of internet has created new categories of businesses and has disrupted entire sectors. It has created new way of entrepreneurship and innovation. We can see the kind of new companies which are coming up. The cost of establishing a business has become very low. And nowadays we use Google as a verb. We say that for anything we say, please Google it. So today, when we say that data is the new oil, that means anybody who's having data will have all the power of the world. So the power balance among governments across the world is going to shift from the ones who have the data, also will go to those who generate this data and the ones who analyze this data. So if any government, any country or any company or any individual has to get the power, has to become the market leader, so it has to be within that data perspective. So either you are generating data, you have the data, or you're analyzing the data. So that's why we call the data is the new oil. Now, the previous speakers who have talked about the big data analytics and machine learning and artificial intelligence, and as spoken by Professor Sanjay Sehgal. So my job is very easy, and I'm going to skip a lot of content which has already been discussed to make sure that we finish on time. So basically, just big data analytics means data processing, where we have high volume of data, high velocity of data, which is arriving at a very high speed, and high variety. That means the data is coming in from different sources in different formats. So big data analytics basically as a concept deals with 4 kinds of analytics: descriptive, diagnostic analytics, predictive analytics, and prescriptive analytics. There are various softwares and techniques, tools available nowadays where we can train our students on big data analytics. And these are like Hadoop, Qubole, Amazon EMR. So these are some popular ones. As a concept, as already discussed by Professor Shakti, artificial intelligence is the umbrella term. Machine learning, deep learning are a kind of subset or, have been derived from it. And he has already discussed in detail. So I move on further. When we talk about data science as a subject and analytics, so there are various softwares or key skills which we look at our trained manpower to be trained in. Python, R, SQL, Big Data, Hadoop, Java. So these are some of the deep learning, NLP. So these are some of the languages or software which data scientists of today need to be trained about. There are various machine learning softwares which are, I have noted down these. There are artificial intelligence software. So if a IT guy has to get themselves trained as an expert in artificial intelligence, so these are some of the popular softwares which are being used in this category. Now, basically, the whole, as a management student, what do I understand from all of these concepts is that internet is a medium of capturing data. We are capturing all the data coming from the internet. Then there are technologies available for data mining, like data mining, cloud computing, data science, which are there to process this data. So these technologies, softwares help us to process it. Then machine learning comes, deep learning comes, where we are able to use this data and understand this data at a deeper level and make the machine understand it. And further artificial intelligence applications are, after making the machines learn and they become intelligent. So it is artificially intelligence which has been created, which has wider applications in various fields nowadays. Already in detail, these things have been discussed, how AI is impacting our lives. And we can see that, from driving, we can see in future times will come that we are driving driverless cars. We are sitting in driverless cars. There are robots who are doing our household work. There is robo-advisory or V-bots who already have, we can see these robots talking to us, Siri and Amazon Echo and Google are there to help us out for various things. There are intelligent smart homes, intelligent lighting is there. Now, all of these things together, what are these leading us to? All of this thing will make the whole world, we will be surrounded by technology and artificial intelligence so much that we will be lacking human touch. We will be lacking the humanity. Now, let's first understand that how does India, if we look at what are the advantages do India has in this whole changing scenario where technology has grown up so much, tremendous. India, as we understand, is the fastest growing economy, and we have got a very big demographic advantage that we are the youngest population and majority of our population is very young. So it is the right time that we can train this young population to our advantage, and we can train them to meet to this new technological demand as well as the new skill set which is required. Another advantage which India has, that we are the largest data producer because we are the second most populated country. So the amount of data which is being generated by Indians on this social media, on various kind of platforms which we are using every day is tremendous. As well as the whole world is looking at India from as a largest consumer base. So as a largest consumer base where we are generating the the maximum amount of data, so all of this data is being trained, is being used to train these machines for machine learning as well as to make the machines more intelligent. So that ways, India has that advantage, as I told, as I was talking about who will have the power. The power will be the one who creates the data. So we are creating the largest amount of data. It's just that we have to be now leaders in disseminating that data or using that data for proper purposes. As well as we have to train our manpower or our youth in a direction that they become the most useful skill set to meet the existing demands. So we have to make our managers or business analysts or our youth AI ready. Now, if we see the way management, if we see the way education has grown in all these years, so there was a time when IT sector came as a boom with this. So there was all kind of BTech institutes and BTechs which were coming up, and there were everybody was running after BTech, and they were very well placed, and they have been well placed in the Silicon Valley as well. Then there was a time when management education took a lead, and there were a lot of MBA institutes and core management institutes were flourishing and growing, and we had seen the management education. Now, as Professor Sehgal has emphasized, that it's going to be an interplay between management plus technology skills. And I would add to that, not only management plus technology skills we require, we also need people who are good in psychology or who also understand behavior of the human being. Because what these artificial intelligence can do, they just cannot be as good as in analyzing the behavior of people, or they cannot have the human emotions. So human intelligence cannot be replaced by artificial intelligence. So definitely we have to have that kind of skilled manpower, which is good in IT, which is skilled in management processes, which is also skilled in understanding the behavior, because the kind of data which is being generated at all levels on by Google, by Twitter, by Facebook, by other social media platforms, it's all about human beings. It's all about what humans are thinking, what humans are doing. So we have to train our manpower in these three kinds of skills, and that would be a great course to launch by any management institute. Now, this also, makes us worry, because every day we are being scanned so much, and our lives are being we are tracked throughout our day. Google, Facebook, Twitter, Amazon. So there are a lot of privacy concerns which have a major concern at this point of time in everybody's life, beginning from the basic fingerprint which you put on your mobile, or the face recognition which we use for our mobile phones. Our data is being recorded. So apart from that, Google will track you. What are you doing today? Where we are, what are we eating, where we are investing, our sleeping patterns are getting tracked, our conversations are getting recorded, our dreams, aspirations, our likes, dislikes, sentiments, thought processes, our purchase behavior, everything is being recorded. And that is the data which is being created. And that is the data which is going to be used by the management company, by different corporates for their advantage, to design products, to design solutions and services for the consumers. So right now we can't say that our lives are secret, or everybody at this point of time is like an open book, and internet is something which is deeply involved in everybody's life. So I would like to concentrate on what lies in the future of AI. AI has brought out a lot of positive impact on sustainability, climate change, and environmental issues, because a lot of our processes get automated, because of which we don't have to travel much. Like during this lockdown also, we could see that our lives could move on smoothly, we could survive and we could sustain because of the internet which was available. So a lot of environmental issues, and for climate change, there will be a positive impact of AI, because of people will have to travel less, and cities will become less crowded. But there are issues like, internet will, as already internet has brought in social aloofness. So with this digital societies which we are living in right now, we already have made humans aloof. And in times to come, with all these robots coming into our lives, and this internet, artificial intelligence, let's say you don't have a personal assistant or secretary or people in your office whom you can talk to, you are just talking to artificially intelligent machines who are doing the work for you. So you're already socially aloof. And you can imagine that what challenges this social aloofness can bring in. We have all gone through this lockdown, where a lot of people who were feeling lonely, they have come up with mental issues, they have come up with depression and other such problems, So that is another challenge which AI is going to bring in. Let's say if AI is, humanity can come to a big existential threat, AI can bring in by these war robots if they are created. So that can and be another challenge. And another challenge which AI is going to come up with is that, if we have artificial intelligent machines or robots, whether they'll be having the ethics and emotions which human being has. We have to think about it. Now talking about what AI can do to, what can happen to the corporate managers who are working with companies, how they can move around. So my viewpoint on this, that corporates, because AI is going to be here and AI is going to stay with us, how corporate managers are, and they are going to make life simpler as well, because the projects, because anything which is a process that can be automated. So AI will be coming into that, and these technologies will take up that, and those kind of job roles will become redundant. So all the processes will become AI based. So managers have to look at that, the projects and the innovation. So they have to focus on innovation, and various projects would be the main focus area. Another important aspect on corporate sector to look at would be that, any corporate would be the market leader, whosoever is able to take the right decision, because data is with everyone. Everybody can analyze that data, how to take right decision, and who will quickly take the decision will get the first mover advantage. So that will make, the role of managers become more important. So every company should try to use data and take data as make data as to their advantage. Organizations should try to create an environment of curiosity, creativity, out of the box thinking to harness the power of AI in business. So the basic difference between human intelligence and artificial intelligence will always remain. Because the human, as we all know, that humans have emotions, mindfulness, empathy, humility, and the power of imagination. But B schools have to change, lesson for B schools can be that we have to think that we have to change the way people think. And AI in our lives is here to augment human intelligence, not replace it. That is for sure, as Professor Sehgal has also emphasized this point a lot. So retraining of workforce would be required, and organizations will have to focus on sustainable development. And these will be the aspects which will be the main focus area of corporate as well as B schools. A big responsibility, as I was talking about these aspects, is that, that whether the robots will have emotions or not. So there are a lot of lessons which we can learn from, as a B school, we can learn for when we are launching a program in management and technology. The program which we should float for should have some courses on, this slide is visible properly, then there should be courses on ethics, understanding human psychology, and decision making, and innovation and change. Because these are going to be the areas where artificial intelligence would be lacking, or technology cannot replace human beings. And we need to see that the generation who's going to work at this point of time, we already are going through a crisis where we understand that humanity at this point of time, there is degrading moral values and human values. People have become self-centered, they are unempathetic, selfishness has increased, a lot of aggression, anger, low tolerance amongst human beings. We can see that, the young generation is very materialistic, less humane, less social. Companies are nowadays adopting unethical practices, a lot of frauds happening around the world to earn more profit. There is social cultural degradation, which we can see in the media and TV channels and all those, videos which are available. So just imagine that if there are experts in AI or experts in technology who can make these machines intelligent. So will they be able to, what will they be able to deliver to those machines? Only the kind of moral values, ethical standards, and their understanding of the human psychology, whatever they know. So we need to train our manpower, we need to train our students in these aspects as well at all levels of education, beginning from the school education to the higher education. These concepts become very, very important in the present context. So these are some suggested curriculum topics which I have identified for any such course which is to be launched on technology and management. Apart from the core courses, we should have some courses on ethical leadership, ethics and human values, understanding human psychology. There can be a subject on innovation and change, decision-making, because decision-making will become very important. Machines can do everything, but they cannot be as good at decision-making as human beings are. Specifically for analytics, there can be courses related to predictive analytics for business intelligence, data analytics and visualization, cybersecurity, network analytics. R and Python can be, the students can be trained on R and Python. And these are some of the other courses which we can have a look later. Thank you very much for giving me time to share my views. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Divya. You have really contributed to the subject, and you actually rightly pointed out that India is at advantage because of this the software revolution we have done, and there is always a need for skilled manpower who is not only skilled in the normal or general managerial skills, but also in the behavioral skills and the technological part too. So you rightly draws attention towards the threats that technology is posing us in terms of the privacy issues, in terms of the to the humanity as a whole, in terms of the situations where the future war would be based on the technologies. So what we learned from your the whole session is that we need to have a education which is more focused on ethics and value development, which is more focused on understanding the human psychology, which is more focused on making better decisions, decisions which makes us better human beings, and which brings innovation and change, and which also makes us very comfortable and very familiar with the uses of the technology. Thank you, Dr. Divya.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Now, I would like to welcome our last speaker for this session, Professor Vinay Nangia. He is Emeritus Professor at Netaji Subhash University of Technology, Delhi, and also Fellow Emeritus Department of Management Studies, IIT Roorkee. He has rich experience of 22 years in higher education and 9 years as head of department as professor in various universities. Now, he worked on various academic and administrative bodies like Board of Governors, Senate, Academic Councils, and Board of Studies of IITs, central and state universities, private and deemed to be universities. He has guided and supervised many PhD scholars and served as examiner for IITs and central and state universities. Dr. Vinay Nangia has over 24 years of experience in business, industry, and banking in India and overseas, including setting up new projects, new businesses in India and overseas. He has been instrumental in setting up a very innovative course in MBA Innovation, Entrepreneurship and Venture Development program in 2019. In the last 15 years, he has mentored over 100 startups, which is a very good number, more particularly for commercial, financial, and legal aspects at various stages of development. He also worked as an investment banker and handled debt and equity instruments in money and capital markets large number of IPOs, valuations, deal making, due diligence, takeovers, and negotiations. He also has rich experience of 24 years in senior and top positions in manufacturing and service sectors in India and abroad. Sir, we would like to hear from you now, and just guide us on the topic and guide us that how we should took forward this course curriculum designing and working for the betterment of the management education.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shilpi, and I'm grateful to Professor Verma to having given me a chance to be speaking today. And we have had some wonderful presentations from Professor Shakti and then Professor Sanjay and then Divya. And the good thing was almost nothing was repeated and almost every speaker added something new. So in that light, I would also like to speak something different, and I would like to give some few stray thoughts on management education on the subject on which this webinar is. Let me share with you, I'm one of the oldest, in fact, I'm the first batch undergrad management student in this country, 1968. That was in Banaras Hindu University. And I also had the privilege of setting up management department at IIT Roorkee in 1998. And thereafter setting up MCA department in IIT Roorkee in 1999. And thereafter in 2004, MTech in IT in collaboration with the CDAC New Delhi. And then 2019, I set up BBA, MBA, and MBA in innovation in NSUT. So over a period of time, I've been seeing changes in the management education. This is one side of the story. The other very interesting is when I was a student, calculator was not invented. And in early 1995, I was amongst the first users of internet in the country. And today we are talking about AI, ML, etc. And no wonder in a couple of years, you will be talking about delivering courses on bots. So that is also not ruled out. So the changes have been so phenomenal. We have crossed from, obviously from Stone Age to Iron Age to Bronze Age to Machine Age to Electronic Age to Internet Age to now we are in Machine Age 2. And that is where we are talking about machine learning. And when Professor Shakti gave a wonderful presentation, the only thing I would like to add there is that AI and ML works largely on explicit knowledge. You tell machine what to do by writing the code. Whereas in machine learning, normal software development, that is how it works. But in case of machine learning, it is tacit knowledge which machine gains from you and works on. So that is also one of the differences. Now coming to management education, I'll not go back to the background of management education in India, America, or Europe. That's not required here. But one thing which is very important is that data science courses in America are being delivered out of computer science departments. And data analytics courses are being delivered out of management departments or business schools. So whether you look at Wharton School or whether you look at Purdue or whether you look at any university in America, what they are delivering from business school is what is called data analytics course, and it is not data science program. So that is one of the things which I thought I should point out at this point of time, which is my observation. Now, my experience in 1998, when we started MBA, anybody who would have done Oracle 7 or Oracle 7i in about 6 weeks time in New Delhi would have got a job of $75,000 US in America. That was the situation in 1998. Today, all these things are taught to 6th class, 7th class students. So all that has become redundant. When we started MBA in 98, we gave dual specialization offer to the student. And more than 95% of the students took IT as one of the two specializations. And this continued for about 11, 12 years. And I would think that in any case, not less than 2/3 of the class was always taking information technology as a specialization area. Now, how did it happen and why did it happen is very important. And one of the very important points which were left out in today's discussion as yet, and that point is the involvement of the industry. Now, I took special care not to have a teacher of IT from within the department and always get teachers from the industry, IT industry, And there also I made changes over a period of time, because the people who were in touch with the latest technology were the kind of guest faculty I hired from the industry. And that had been wonderful, because before that, we tried to hire faculty from mathematics department in our own IT. We tried to hire professors from computer science engineering department. Again, frankly, it did not work. And the students, when they were taught by industry experts, they were very, very, very happy, because they were learning everything hands-on and everything practical. So one of the suggestions which I would like to make today is to have involvement of the industry. Maybe the next seminar you have, or the next brainstorming session you have, should be with the industry experts. That is my sincere suggestion. That's number one. Number two, I also believe that this is a wonderful opportunity to look at what is contained in the National Education Policy. And what is contained in the National Education Policy gives you a wonderful opportunity to be the first one to get it implemented in this program. When I say that, I'm talking about online distance learning programs. I'm talking about integrating those programs where you do not have expertise, but you can borrow from either from Swayam portal, or you can take it from Coursera or Unacademy or Stanford University or Harvard University or MIT. So one of the great things which the faculty can do is to identify those programs which are internationally very, very acclaimed, but they are most relevant to you. I think those kind of programs should be identified, and those kind of programs should be integrated in the main body of your MBA in technology and management. Now, I remember in our country, IMT Ghaziabad was the first one in, I think, 1970s, which was talking about technology. And when there was, when I was a student, even calculator was not invented. And when there was hardly any technology, they were talking about technology. So at that time, supply chain was the latest buzzword. I'm talking about 1970s. So they were talking about those kind of things. Today, when you talk about technology and management, I think this is a very, very wide and very wide area. Now, today's discussion has remained only on AI, ML, and data science. Whereas when we talk about technology, are you going to be talking about technology transfer? Are you going to be talking about innovation? All that is part of technology. So you have to define, you have to redefine the scope of the word technology within your own, course structure. My last, I think, 5-10 years experience as academic council member in some of the universities, they have started programs like MBA in business analytics. So what they are doing is, in every paper, whether it is marketing management, whether it is HRM, they will just add one chapter, which is analytics. And that becomes, the whole course becomes MBA in business analytics. I don't know whether this is appropriate, but I don't personally feel there is the right way of calling it business analytics. Another place I have seen, they are simply teaching R and Python to the students. Now, R and Python is not what an MBA student needs to learn. So you have to decide at what level. I think Professor Sanjay made very good suggestion about using the word introduction to. So if you are giving a course called Introduction to AI, Introduction to ML, Introduction to whatever, that is fine. He also talked about digital finance and digital marketing. I would think courses like digital economy are much more important. That is one. Not that digital marketing is not important. That's not to undermine that, but digital economy is one. Then if you have a law department within your university, you should have programs like cyber crimes, cyber laws, more importantly, privacy laws, like this WhatsApp issue, very recent issue of WhatsApp privacy issue. I think in our country, most of the people misunderstood it completely, because Euro had very strong privacy laws, which are, I think, more than 3-4 years old. In India, we did not have the privacy laws. So WhatsApp actually did not differentiate between Europe and India. They had no choice. They had to behave differently in Europe and differently in India. Now, these privacy laws, privacy issues are going to be very, very, very important in times to come. Another area which is not covered today, relates to compliances. Now, compliances is a wonderful area where a number of jobs and opportunities are going to crop up. So my suggestion is, if we try to look at the program, we need to internally define what do we mean by technology, so that the scope of the program is clearly defined. Second, are we introducing some subjects at the introductory level and leave it at that, and give higher level advanced courses in the specialization in second year? That could be another area. Or we give these advanced courses either to be done online or to be done in computer science engineering department in your university or wherever. So the defining of the scope of the teaching is a call your university has to take. But if we call for a webinar from the industry experts, we must ask them what is the industry requirement. I'm talking from the placement perspective. What is the industry requirement for next 5 to 10 years at least, so that your students are told or taught what the industry needs. And this is also partly taught and guided by the guest faculty from the industry. So this kind of packaging is very much required. And I think as your course design evolves, these kind of inputs could be considered. That was my humble suggestion for today. And I know I'm eating into the lunchtime of a lot of people, so I will stop at this point of time. Unless there are questions, I'll be very happy to respond right now. Thank you very much.
You are muted.
Thank you, sir, for your inputs. You have rightly pointed some areas to which we are missing actually, like digital economy, cyber laws and cyber crimes, privacy issues, which we have recently faced in the case of WhatsApp, and other areas too, which we are facing today in banking also. Privacy issues and security issues are also there. And one field which actually we always neglect or we always miss is the field of compliances. Yes, you have rightly pointed out that there is a huge job opportunity in the field of compliances. Sir, you totally draw our attention towards first devising any kind of curriculum or devising any kind of program. We should first understand what is its scope like and how we are actually integrating that particular thing in our programs, the running programs. And one more thing which you have rightly said is that we need to understand the industry requirement for next 5 to 10 years, so that what exactly we are looking is the employability and the skill development of the students. So in that case, we need to focus on what is actually the industry requirement. The basic reason why the students are not employable or why the students are not getting proper jobs in the industry is there is a huge gap between what industry wants and what we are actually teaching them. So you rightly said that we need to first understand and estimate what is actually the requirement of the industry in the next 5 to 10 years, so that the latest batch which we are actually teaching can be placed in good organizations with a good package. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. We really learned from your inputs.
Thank you.
Now, the house is open for the discussions. The participants can ask their queries from the experts.
They can raise their hands.
They can raise their hands for the questions and queries.
Dr. Shilpi, there was a question in the chat box.
Okay.
If you want, I can answer that. In fact,
yes, sir. Please answer.
First question on the chat box was, if somebody has a startup and they do not have much data with them, what can they do? That was the question in the chat box. That was the first question. And let me respond to that. I have mentored one startup, which is now, I think, about 3-4 years old. And these were IIT Roorkee students. And what they did was they had worked on machine learning much before it became popular. And these people are basically, their clients include insurance companies and ICICI. And they are taking all their data and their machine learning. They are doing the analysis and giving it back to the company. So many of the corporates as on today do not have the machine learning systems within themselves. So that work is being outsourced to the startups. So startups are doing a wonderful job. Let me give you another example. You know, the extremist in Kashmir, this again, little old story I'm telling. This work was also done by a startup which was given this very privately, because these kind of details are never disclosed and discussed because it related to intelligence bureau and things like that. And they did through face recognition and voice recognition. So it was through voice recognition that one of the biggest culprit was caught on mobile. This was about 4 years back. So there are a lot of things which are happening in the market and startups are into it. So I don't think anybody should feel discouraged that startups cannot work in the area of artificial intelligence or machine learning. Thank you.
Right. One question from one of our faculty member, Ms. Pooja Kudesia. She's asking, what do you think is the importance of AI and ML for startups who do not have much data?
I think this is what I answered just now, if you listen to me.
Okay. Sorry, I'm really sorry. AI and ML are likely to lead to increase in unemployment in India. How can managers offset this disadvantage?
There's a very good, very important question. And let me tell you, if some of you would have read the National Education Policy, the National Education Policy is in about 65 pages only. Okay. And 15% of that is covering Indian ethos and culture, which includes languages. Language means your mother tongue, your regional languages, your historical classical languages like Prakrit, Pali, and your foreign languages. Everything is included. There's about 15% of your 15% of your total education policy is only Indian. Now, let me give you another example. When we were, school student, I'm talking about early 1960, in Meerut cantonment, when these new recruits used to be taken in the army, there used to be loudspeakers playing Lok Geet of Punjab. Now in 1990, I hear the same Lok Geets coming out of London in the cassettes, and which are played for dances, Bhangra dance, or marriage dances in America and UK and India. Now what they have done is they have productized, they have protected.
सर वो उनके एंड से स्टॉप हुआ है रियल लाइफ
बोल दो कभी नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन
एक्चुअली वो स्टॉप होएगा One question is to Professor Divya. As seeing your courses list, Ms. Pooja has identified that why marketing management is not listed as core course in the course structure suggested by you.
So ma'am, that list was tentative. So I have tried to identify few innovative courses that are available in other universities across the globe. Okay. But definitely there'll be more compulsory courses. So if you see that list, so there were only 2 or 3 courses in finance, 2 or 3 courses in marketing. So apart from the basic courses, so you people are going to deliberate upon it. So you all have the understanding of the basic courses which have been teaching in management. I have tried to explore it, that which are the innovative courses. So I do not deny that the basic courses should not be there, but some of the best of the courses which I could identify, I had listed.
Okay, one more question. I think Professor Shakti will answer this question. Do you think that the integration of analytics and technology into business management courses will find takers from industry across the turnover spectrum?
Ma'am, let me add up first on the first question, whether the AI is going to add up to the unemployment further or not. See, we have people with 7 days a week. We have people with 6 days a week, and we have people with 5 days a week. And in some of the European countries, we have 4.5 days a week. Right. Now, automation is basically meant to make the life good for the society. But any technology is a double-edged weapon.
Hello.
let's say a particular technology, let's say AI, when you automate with it, it improves the efficiency that 75% of the people are not required, only 25% of the people are required. That basically meant that the people should work only 2 hours a day, so that everyone gets the employment, but life is made good, not that unemployment is generated or created. This is where we say morals and ethics play a good role. And coming to your second question, could I get the question again, please?
Sir, the question was, do you think that integration of analytics into business management courses will find takers from industry across the turnover spectrum?
We have absolutely no option. Industry has got absolutely no option. And let me also tell, the academia must lead the industry by about 20 years. We should come up with the things which industry needs after 10 years. So on that account, as the industry 4.0 is going on, you have no option but to synchronize yourself with this revolution. Lot many startups, lot many new ventures, and only those countries, those who are able to create an environment where startup in the new technologies are encouraged will survive and lead the pack. Otherwise, I'm very sure if you continue with the conventional management and the conventional technologies, we will not be able to survive. We will be enslaved once again. We missed the bus in Industrial Revolution 1, 2, 3. And if India misses bus to Industrial Revolution 4 and our management and engineers do not synchronize themselves with the requirement of Industrial Revolution 4, rest assured, India stands to lose a lot. This is where I would like to stress that the AI have to be there in any curriculum without any doubt.
One question to Professor Vinay. Professor Vinay, are you there?
Professor Vinay's audio is not working. Let me
Okay. There is some issue with the audio. I may ask the other experts. One very, I can say very trivial question, because if we ask for the management courses, we are offering it to everybody who is actually has done graduation with a good percentage, and we got the students because we are the university situated in the rural area, right? So we got the students from the rural backgrounds too, and who are having very little, or I can say very negligible exposure to the technologies and to its usage and to its applications. But when we are introducing them to these areas, it is very difficult for them to adopt. They can adopt the managerial concepts, they can adopt to the managerial efficiencies and skills. But as far as technology is concerned, because they don't have any background in their school education or in their graduation education, so it is very difficult to teach them the technological parts. So how to overcome that challenge?
Should I answer, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, you may answer. I want this answer from both the experts, actually.
So there are two thoughts on this. One is that, as Professor Sehgal also emphasized, that it is the time that we need to have students, not only the technology students or management students can do well in this present scenario, but it is any student who's coming from, let's say, arts background, right? So any student who has done history or sociology or any other arts is also is going to do more better in this kind of scenario, because anytime technology can be taught. Management is something which we all know. So management is all about common sense, and we have seen the biggest or the father of management. We say Mahatma Gandhi is the father of management. He had no formal management education, but he was the biggest manager. And we see our mothers in the house, they are also the best managers. So management is something which anybody can learn. Technology is something which also anybody can learn, because nowadays we see class or 8-year-old child learning coding. And you can see during this lockdown how much White Hat Junior and these ads had come to train our kids for Python. So technology is also very easy to learn. And the beauty would be that any student who's coming from the arts background have studied other such courses, which will make him more humane, which will add to that behavioral aspect of his education, which will add to that humanity in his whole processes. And he can, I think, do much more better than any other science student doing science again. And second aspect is that NEP also suggests that we need to integrate diversity or diverse courses in our curriculum. So every student should learn all type of courses, should learn languages, should learn psychology, history, anthropology, or political science for that matter, being in any kind of stream. So I think these students also can be well trained. It's just that it will take a little more effort, but once they understand that this is going to be relevant for them, they will learn.
Yes, I fully agree with Dr. Verma.
Please.
Basically, we need to create the learning environment. We should not stress that someone should learn coding or how to learn coding. Rather, we must make an environment where the student learns himself that how to do a particular thing. And I fully agree that anything, maybe technology, maybe management, these are things which could be learned, which can be applied, and we can learn by applying. And here in my institution, what we do is basically we give some kind of additional time to the students so that they make up their lost time. Those who have not learned, special courses, special time is given to them, and we allow them to learn, basically learn by themselves rather than being taught. And we were missing the words of wisdom of Professor Nangia. I think he would have more to say on that.
Professor Vinay?
Yeah, I'm sorry. There was a power cut and I lost connection.
Yes, no problem.
I lost whatever happened in between, but
no, sir, I just posed the question again. I have discussed it with Professor Divya and Professor Shakti. I just wanted to hear from you also, and we all want to hear from you also, because you are like pioneer of management education in India, as you have established departments and courses. So there is a challenge for us because our university is in rural background, right? We are situated in a rural area, and we are getting most of the students from the rural background who are actually negligible or no exposure of technologies. You know, they really don't understand what are the technologies are there and how to apply those technologies. And when they are entering into, they are getting good grades in their graduation from any stream, arts, science, and commerce, but they don't have any exposure to the technologies, and they are applying for the management education. But when they are applying for the management education, it is a challenge for us as teachers that how to actually make them comfortable with the technologies and to make them learn the skills. So I just wanted to hear how to tackle these issues because they don't have any exposure to technologies.
If you will permit me, I'll first finish the answer to the first question which I was speaking. Can I do that?
Yes, sir, please.
So the question asked to me was with AI and ML, a lot of unemployment will come. So that is the question. And I was telling that new education policy covers about 15% about Indian ethos and culture, etc. I think possibly Dr. Divya spoke on that later also. And you know what is happening is I gave example of what we heard as Lok Geets of Punjab in 1960 as school student was packaged as a product by, businessman, Sikh businessman in London and sold as Punjabi songs, which are being played word over these days for marriage songs and all that. So what was done was, what was old Lok Geet was productized and monetized. So in times to come, a lot of startups are going to have these, knowledge or your old Indian culture related items to be productized. 2 days back, I received a video clip in my WhatsApp from Dr. Shruti Gupta, who did her, PhD from IIT Delhi. And this lady has started giving on her YouTube channel, Gita Shloks on a very, very nice manner. And she is going to productize that as an item which is going to be in the market. So what I'm trying to say is that new kind of products and services will come through startups, and new kind of opportunities are going to crop up. And a lot of people will have to shift from routine jobs. When I say routine, a lot of accountants will lose job, a lot of lawyers will lose jobs, and a lot of people will have to rediscover themselves either through skills or through entrepreneurship. So I don't think there's going to be loss of jobs. It is reorientation of jobs. That was the first part. The second part of your question was that your students come from rural background. Frankly, if you ask me, I don't see any kind of limitation in that, because people from rural areas no less sharp, they are no less intelligent. The teachers have to have a bit of patience with them in terms of teaching, learning. I see no problems. I have seen universities in very interior, these things are handled. I don't think that is an issue. Technology, teaching technology, if it is done in an interesting way, I don't see why students will not learn. And in any case, management students don't require to be taught very hardcore computing kind of subjects. So that is my take. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you. One more question which actually comes to my mind is what we are facing, as rightly pointed out by Dr. Divya, that people are becoming less social. People are using social media platforms to share their feelings, their ideas, and they are less interested now in face-to-face conversations. So is technology changing our social behavior?
This is very true, and this needs to be addressed. This is also very true. For example, again, I take you back to national education policy. It's very clearly stated there are going to be interdisciplinary things. Now, if you are doing undergrad 4-year, 3-year program, you can take music, you may take sports, and you'll get credit for those things. You may take astrology along with astronomy. So you can have any kind of combination of subjects. So I personally feel if your university is in a bit of rural area, you should be offering credit courses on subjects like maybe Sanskrit, subjects like music, subject like sports, and those are the opportunities to bring them, to make them social. So I think this needs to be addressed. This is a problem, no doubt about it, but the problems are always to be addressed. So this can be addressed. It's not that difficult to be addressed.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you. Anybody who wants to ask a question can ask directly by raising their hand. Ashish, please.
There is one question. If we were to incorporate popular courses of MOOC, this is a very good question. Okay.
One question which I have received is that incorporation of MOOC courses in our course curriculum would not be a violation of IPR?
Oh, no, not at all, not at all.
I received one question from one of the participants.
No, it is not.
No, there are two aspects to it. One is those programs are already are available on the offerings, including Government of India has clubbed all the portals in the country and called them Swayam. So whether it was NPTEL or whether it was any other portal, they have all been brought under a single portal called Swayam. That's number one. The other side is UGC. So UGC had given up to 40%. If I'm not right, Professor Verma can correct me. Up to 40% of the programs can be taken on on online basis. So 40% is a huge number, and that's where you can have very interesting courses on AI and ML coming from that side. So you don't need to hire teachers for those things, and there's no violation of IPR in that, not at all.
Okay. Any more question from any participant? They may raise their hand so that we can ask the question. Ashish, please have a look if somebody wants to ask. Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you to the esteemed panel for answering all the queries of the participants. It was a very engaging session, and we actually learned many things today. Now, I would like to invite Ms. Swati Chaturvedi to propose vote of thanks.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Swati Chaturvedi, and I've been given this opportunity to propose a vote of thanks on behalf of students and teaching fraternity of Faculty of Management Studies, Jagannath University, Jaipur. I would like to thank our guests, Professor Sanjay Sehgal, Professor Dr. Shakti, Professor Dr. Vinay Nangia, Dr. Divya, for taking precious time out for us and enlightening us with their knowledge and wisdom. Today's webinar gave us deep insights into applications of artificial intelligence, machine learning, and data science, and also what responsibilities and implications does the education sector have in these areas. I'm pretty sure that the precious knowledge our eminent speakers gave us will definitely help our students broaden their horizons and will also ignite research curiosity in scholars and our faculty members. Once again, I would like to thank our distinguished speakers for taking out time from their busy schedule and sharing their knowledge and learnings with us. Thank you so much. I would also like to thank our Vice Chancellor, Dr. H.L. Verma, for encouraging and motivating us to organize this webinar session. I would like to thank our Registrar, Shri Tanmay Patnaik, and Pro-President, Dr. Vaishali Sharma, for being a constant source of inspiration. I also want to thank my learned colleagues, members of our IT team, our designing team, and staff members behind the scene who have really worked hard to make this event successful. Last but not the least, sincere thanks to our audience, students, staff, and guests for listening patiently and making an effort to be a part of this learning experience. I want to end with a quote from an anonymous thinker. The value of education is not the learning of many facts, but training the mind to think. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.